Are you planning a magical trip to Walt Disney World, but you're not sure which park to start with? Well, in today's video, this is Enchanted Magic, by the way. I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Dawn.
Today, we're going to be breaking down each of the following 4 iconic Disney World parks: Magic Kingdom, EPCOT, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. From the rides to the unforgettable characters to the world-class dining and entertainment, we'll help you discover what makes each park unique so that you can plan your ultimate Disney vacation. Whether you're a first-timer or you've been there a bunch of times and you're a seasoned pro, we're going to try to go over everything that you need to know, so let's dive in. Welcome to Enchanted Magic. We're going to talk about all of it. So let's start with, I'm aiming this at beginners, but it don't necessarily mean you got to be a beginner. The park that everybody thinks about, I made me some notes here, but the park that everybody thinks about when you say Walt Disney World, and that is
Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom. It's got the castle. It's got the classic Disney stuff, some classic rides. That's what everybody thinks about.
Big elaborate
Fireworks show in the evening. So it opened October 1st, 1971. Walt Disney himself bought the land and was starting the project. He died, so his brother Roy finished it and built the park. It's in Florida, of course. So the weather, we'll talk about the weather throughout this video. And if you need to skip to a certain part, I'll put the timestamps in the description. The weather can be really hot. It can be really cold. It can be really humid. It can rain and then not rain and then hurricane. So there's a lot to talk about with the weather. But Magic Kingdom is the iconic park. It's got the big castle. It's got all the everything. It's got the main attractions you think of, like Space Mountain, the People Mover, Big Thunder Mountain, the new Tron roller coaster, Haunted Mansion, all that sort of thing. So if you got like one day and you're already in Florida or whatever, that's the park to go to. Technically, you need a couple days to like really cover the park, but I'm just saying, if you got to pick one, that's the one to go to. All right. So, of course, the castle. You got Main Street USA, where there's like stores and the confectionery where you can get cookies, and there's actually a Starbucks, and there's Casey's Corner and all this stuff. You've got Adventureland, Fantasyland, Tomorrowland, Liberty Square, and Frontierland. Each land is sort of themed. You know, of course, Tomorrowland is sort of spacey, space age stuff.
Futuristic.
Frontierland, you got Big Thunder Mountain and like the country bears and that sort of thing, like you're out in the Wild West or something. Fantasyland, you've got things like just, I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
Cartoony is the best way I could describe it without trying to overly describe it. Liberty Square's got the Hall of Presidents. You got the riverboat. Right behind all that, you got the Haunted Mansion. Adventureland, you've got cool stuff like the Jungle Cruise, Pirates of the Caribbean, all this stuff. So if you got one day, go to Magic Kingdom. Let's talk about a few things. Parking is kind of awkward. If you're not staying at a Disney hotel, let's switch it up. If you are staying at a Disney hotel, just get on the bus and go there. Easy. They'll let you out the front gate. At any Disney park, you're going to go through security first. My advice with that is anything bigger than about a cell phone, just pull it out and have it in your hand, and normally it won't set off the little dingers. Even if it does, it's not a big deal. They're just going to walk you to the side, and you're going to like open your backpack and let them look through it.
Yeah.
It just takes a few minutes. But for me, if I hold out like my cell phone or my power bank or whatever, usually it don't set off anything. So you'll go through security, then the next gate will be the actual entrance to the park. At any Disney park, you're going to either need a magic band that's linked to your account. You're going to need a card that they would either give you or mail you, or you could previously have linked it to your phone and you can scan in with your phone. So that's how you get in. You don't have a physical ticket or anything like that. It's got to be one of those 3. So parking, if you're not staying at a Disney hotel, you're going to park at the Ticket and Transportation Center, which is this huge,
massive
parking area. And technically from there, you could go to EPCOT or Magic Kingdom, but it's geared more toward Magic Kingdom. You're going to walk up to the front. You'll actually go through security there if you're driving in. And then you got 2 options. You can get on the ferry boat or you can get on the monorail. If it's like a one-time trip, do both. Go in on the ferry boat, come back on the monorail, or vice versa. Usually, I think the ferry boat's a little quicker, especially in the mornings. But the ferry's going to load up a couple hundred people, take you across the lagoon right over to the front of Magic Kingdom, and you'll just go up to the thing and scan in. The monorail there's a couple different lines you could get on, but you'll either get on the express or the resort. So the express will just take you straight there if it's running, and it probably will be. The resort, you're going to make 2 stops, one at Polynesian Village, one at Grand Floridian. You probably don't want to get on that one if you're in a hurry and it's morning, because this is going to take extra time, but it don't take that much extra time. So that's how you get from parking lot to the park. Now, if you're riding the bus in, you don't have to do none of that. So that's a big perk.
Don't stress out, though, because we thought it would be really stressful, and it really goes really smoothly. We just got out of our car, hopped onto one of the little trolley things. Is that what they're called? Trams. The little trams took us right up to the front where you got onto the ferry boat or the monorail. You go through security, then you go get on your little whichever transportation you're going to go, and it takes you.
It's quick. Like, they got it figured out at each park. It's really quick. Even if there's a line and you like pull up and you're like, oh man, you'll go quick.
Because we thought it was going to be a hassle, but it went by really fast.
As soon as you enter the park, you're sort of at the end of Main Street. You're going to have a train. You're going to go underneath the train tracks, which is also a train station. If you want to get on the train, you can go all the way around the park. It's got multiple stops.
I suggest do it. It's fun.
I think so. To your left would be like guest services and all kind of things like that. To your right is going to be Tony's Town Square, which has got like the restaurant and sometimes a character meet and greet. If you keep going forward, you're going to be right in the middle of Main Street. Basically, to your immediate left on Main Street is the Emporium, which is a huge gift shop.
Massive.
Probably
takes up almost that whole entire...
all the way down to Casey's Corner, which is a little restaurant. So, like, it's probably one of the biggest shops in all of Disney World, and it's got a little bit of everything, so definitely check it out at some point. To your right, you're going to start with the confectionery, which is like baked goods, and then there's a crystal art store, and then there's all sorts of... There's a little Starbucks, and then if you go way on down, there's a restaurant, the plaza, and all this stuff over to the right. But you're going to be facing the castle, okay? So you're going to walk in, you're going to see the castle, everybody's taking pictures, big butterflies in your stomach, you finally see the castle. And then you get to the point, let's call it the hub in front of the castle, where if you go to the hard right, you're going to end up in Tomorrowland. Not quite as right, you're going to end up in Fantasyland and what they call Storybook Circus, like where the Dumbo attraction's at, and the Barnstormer. Straight back, you're technically still in Fantasyland. If you go basically left, you're going to end up over near the Haunted Mansion and Liberty Square. And if you basically go hard left, you'll end up in Adventureland and Frontierland. Basically, just look at a map. It's hard to not try to cross back and forth and all that, but if you can avoid it, you'll save a lot of time. But, you know, there's big things like the Festival of Fantasy Parade that happens twice a day. You definitely want to see that at one of them. The Happily Ever After fireworks show in the evenings. You definitely want to see that. Yes. Tons of character meet and greets. As soon as you walk in and see Tony's Town Square to the right, there's a Mickey that meets over there. I wouldn't recommend like making it the first thing you do, but do it sometime because he's a good one to meet. There's a ton of dining options. They have what they call quick service, which is like you can get on your phone, mobile order it. It'll say, all right, it's ready. You show them your phone. They hand you the food. And usually there's a seating area. There's way too many for me to just start listing. Oh, yeah. There's some specialty dining things like the Crystal Palace where you'll meet Winnie the Pooh and Tigger too. Cinderella's Royal Table where you'll meet a bunch of princesses. Be Our Guest Restaurant, Beauty and the Beast. There's just all kind of stuff. There's also special events that happen here a lot. So like at Halloween time, there'll be a not-so-scary Halloween party on select nights. During Christmas time, there's a Christmas party. During other times of the year, they'll have like extended evening hours where basically you pay a little more, but you can stay till like 12 or 1 in the morning. And it's not every night. It's just you have to look on the calendar. My tips for this one would definitely be get there early, because you can get a ton done in that first 2 or 3 hours before everybody starts piling into the park. Use the lightning lane system if you can. It's a little extra. You can research. We've made videos about it.
But it's worth it.
It's worth it because you can skip the lines and it'll get you on a lot of more rides. Stay hydrated.
Mm-hmm. Drink lots and lots of water.
I don't know how many times we've been there, even if it's not peak summertime, and I'll be like, I got a headache. I think I need some water. And not just water, get you some electrolytes and all that sort of thing. And don't forget, it's easy to not pay attention to the time and you miss a parade or you miss the shows or whatever, so don't forget about that stuff. But that is the place to go if you're going to one. Like, you got to go to Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
Secondly, they're sort of close together, but the next one is going to be EPCOT.
Okay.
EPCOT opened about 11 years after the Magic Kingdom, also on October 1st of 82. And it is the big EPCOT golf ball is what you hear people talk about. But it's almost like two parks in one, and it's huge.
It is massive.
The front of it has some rides and some cool stuff, and like Spaceship Earth, which is that golf ball. It's been there since day one, and it's an older animatronic ride, but it's still very cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of space stuff if you walk in and take a left. There's a massive, I think it's like the second biggest aquarium on the East Coast to the right. You basically can ride the Seas with Nemo and Friends. It's a little quick ride. When you get out, there's like a 2 or 3 story aquarium with all sorts of stuff. I mean, you could spend a day there if you wanted to, but then as you move further back, in the back of Epcot, there's all the countries. And
if you hear everybody talking about like eating and drinking around the world, that's what they're talking about.
I mean, there's like, and it's really, really good themed. I mean, if you go to Mexico, there's like an Aztec temple. You go inside of it, and there's like a Mexican market, a tequila bar, a Mexican restaurant, a ride. There's all kind of stuff. And each, Norway's cool. All the countries are cool.
It's amazing how they've got it themed too. Like, I mean, you actually, when you walk into there, I mean, you feel like you were there. The people who work there are from those countries, everything about it, and like all the food. Try all the food. The food is so good.
Yeah, and so at Epcot, they'll have different festivals. And even if they're not having a festival, they still have these little quick service food stands. So you can go to all these countries and sample basically a food. And there's also sit-down restaurants, fancier ones that cost more, but you can check out foods from all these different countries, drinks. It's pretty cool.
Of course, they pretty much always have a festival. I think they've got four a year, right? 4.
Yeah, there's only a brief time where there's not something technically going on. So
just check the calendars like we keep
there's
saying.
11 countries. I've been waiting for maybe an expansion because they've got space to add several more, but I don't know when that'll happen. But in the back of Epcot, there's not that many rides where the countries are at. There's a Frozen ride in Norway. It's a good one. There's a Remy's ride back in the very, very back at the Skyliner that is definitely worth.
Is that like in France or something?
Yeah.
Technically in France, yeah.
But there's cool stuff hidden all over the place. Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind, you'll hear a lot about that. Very expensive roller coaster indoors. The seats move left and right as the roller coaster's going. That's definitely worth riding.
It's my favorite ride.
And at nighttime, there's a fireworks show, usually at 9 o'clock, but check your app. And it is called...
Oh, shoot.
Well, I can't... I drew a blank. I'll think of it in a second. But it's worth seeing. And usually after the fireworks is like the park's closed. But when I say the park's closed, the stores generally stay open 30 minutes or an hour past park close. So it's not like you got to get out ASAP. You can kind of meander around. We've done that, and I've took pictures and stuff, and I think that's pretty cool. Luminous, is that it?
Yes.
Luminous. So Epcot is very big. You'll walk a lot. I mean, all these parks are, to be honest, but I just like to think of it as 2 parks in one, because the front, you got Spaceship Earth, and you got Cosmic Rewind, and you got this huge aquarium and all this stuff. A little bit further back, you got Figment, which is like the park mascot. He's a dragon. He's funny. He's got a ride. You got the Land Pavilion where there's some cool stuff. And then once you get back on further, you start getting into the countries, and there's all these festivals, and it's just so easy to spend a whole lot of time there. So for me, that would be my number 2 choice. For some people, it might not be, but we'll talk about that as we keep going. So that was park number 2. Originally, Walt wanted it to be like a complete community, and sort of have a prototype thing that was tested to see if it could work in other places. They ended up basically turning it into a theme park, which is fine. And then they tried to do that with Celebration Florida, and then they sold it. So that's a whole other story. But third park, 1989, was MGM Studios, which is now called Hollywood Studios. It started out as more of a Hollywood movie park, but is now changed a little bit. It's still sort of a Hollywood park, and it's cool because when you get there, you hear all like the Hollywood style music.
The road.
You got Hollywood Boulevard. You got Grauman's Chinese Theater in the back is like the premier attraction. There's a lot of cool stage shows. Beauty and the Beast. There's an Indiana Jones show. There's, as of right now, Muppet Vision 3D, which is going to get changed, but there's also a great nighttime show called Phantasmic. You have to check your app. Sometimes it does it twice. Sometimes it's once, just according to the day. Probably my favorite show at Disney World. It and the fireworks at Magic Kingdom are like the best.
Must do.
There's a ton of places to dine. Let me talk about the lands sort of first. There's Toy Story Land. So you got like Slinky Dog Dash, which is a family roller coaster basically. You got Toy Story Mania, which is a little shooting thing you go through, and you're a toy basically.
Yeah.
Everything in Toy Story Land is huge because it's like
And
you're
it's like
in
you
it.
shrink down to
and
like
you're
a toy.
Alien Swirling Saucers. If you go on further back, you enter Star Wars Galaxy Edge, and
It's amazing.
it's like you're on another planet.
That's all you can say. It's amazing.
One of the top rides there is called Rise of the Resistance, and it is super immersive, and it's like a 20-something minute long ride. Nothing too intense, but you're like you're in it. You know what I mean?
Our daughter loves it.
There's Star Tours. There's all you can drive the Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run. There's tons of stuff to do. There's restaurants. As of the making of this, there's a Muppet area that's going to get tore down to make room for a Monsters Inc. area. But as of the making of this, there's a cool Muppet themed area. You also got up toward the front of the park. You've got Tower of Terror, and you got Rock and Roller Coaster. Rock and Roller Coaster is going to become a Muppet coaster. But if you're into thrill stuff, they're definitely worth riding. And then in the Chinese Theater is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Very cool for kids, very cool for families. I like to ride it. Everybody likes to ride it. You need to check it out. It's like these huge screens, and you're going through the story of Mickey and Minnie Mouse doing these things. So, and they finally, the day gets saved. And old Pluto's followed them the whole time. So I feel like Hollywood Studios, I don't feel like it is the smallest park, but there's a lot packed in there.
There is. Not to mention all the shows that they have.
Tons of shows,
Yeah.
but you can also get mixed up in a big wait time at Hollywood Studios. So
Absolutely.
again, get there early, get there really early. You can also take the Skyliner between Hollywood Studios and EPCOT, which is the gondolas on the cable, and kind of get to the back of EPCOT. So just keep that in mind. If you got like one day and need to do both, it's doable to a certain degree. There's shopping at Hollywood Studios, but you almost got to see it. It's bad because like all four parks is like.
We almost want to say that all four parks are a must see.
Yeah,
but I don't.
It's fun. There's a lot of good stuff. Last but not least is the Animal Kingdom. So you want to think of Animal Kingdom as a mixture of a zoo, some very cool rides and Avatar stuff, and sort of some nature immersive stuff, I guess is the way to put it. Animal Kingdom, there's several places you can go and ride through and see lions and tigers and all this stuff. There's other places where there's like monkeys and there's a new baby tiger and all this crazy stuff. You can also go to the back of the park via a train and do an animation experience where they'll teach you how to draw whatever they're drawing that day. Let's say it's Goofy. On the screen, a animator will take you step by step in about 20 minutes how to draw it. Very cool.
But it's also a farm.
Yeah, it's a farm back there, so you can go pet goats and sheep and pigs and all this stuff. And they got like a actual veterinarian thing back there where you can, if they're working on an animal or doing something that you can watch. Walk in, and to the left of the park is all this Avatar stuff. If you hadn't seen the Avatar movies, it's worth watching just to go here. But one of the favorite rides in all of Walt Disney World is Flight of Passage, where you're riding on a banshee, which is like a kind of like a dragon or something.
Dragon.
Yeah, if you're not familiar, but you can feel the thing breathing, and it's a 3D experience. It's crazy.
It's great.
There was Dino Land.
Sadly,
They're revamping it into sort of a Encanto themed area,
which is gonna be good, but
and then in the back you got Africa and you got Asia. Expedition Everest is a very good roller coaster to ride. In Asia, there's a bird show. There's just so much stuff to talk about. It's hard to get to all of it. There's also the Kilimanjaro Safari, where they take you on like a 20-minute ride through the savannah, and you get to see all these different animals kind of out in their habitat. Definitely worth doing.
And right in the middle is the huge Tree of Life.
Yeah.
Like that's like the main focus point. You know how like EPCOT has the ball, Animal Kingdom has that big Tree of Life, and like you can walk through it, and there's like animals and stuff like carved into the it's really cool. You have to.
There's a lot of good food at Animal Kingdom. There's quick service restaurants. There's sit-down restaurants. There's all the above. So there's also a show called Festival of the Lion King. 100%. If you're going to be there, go see that show. And honestly, there's also a Finding Nemo show that's also super
so
good. So Animal Kingdom, a lot of people try to put it in the category of a half-day park. If that's all you got, it's doable.
Yeah.
You won't get to see everything. But you can 100% spend a full day there checking out. You can meet Mickey and Minnie together there. There's all sorts of stuff happening.
Like all the characters have like own
safari outfits.
Safari stuff.
Your kids can become wilderness explorers.
Yes.
It is just so you can see all these animals. You can ride all these cool rides. You can eat stuff. Some evenings, I wish they would do it more often, but they'll stay open until dark, and they'll do these projections on the Tree of Life, and it's super cool.
It's really pretty,
especially
too.
around Christmas time. It's super neat there. But don't skip out on Animal Kingdom.
Don't.
If you got to make it a half day, you can hit the main attractions, but there's a ton. We didn't realize this until we started going continuously, but there is a ton of stuff you'll miss. I mean, there's trails you can go down with animals. You know, of course, like there's a fence up or whatever, but you'll see all these animals, and there's just so much. There's a bird show we went to, Feathered Friends in Flight.
Like a whole gorilla.
Yeah, the
area.
Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. It's just so much stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the 4 Disney parks. Hopefully, if you're new, that gave you at least an insight. My advice would be, if you're going for 1 day, definitely just hit Magic Kingdom. If you're going for 2, hit Magic Kingdom and Epcot. But if you can split the second day into 2, do half day at Epcot, half day at Hollywood Studios. And then beyond that, try to do Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom opens up the earliest, basically because they don't want to stay open super late and keep all these animals awake and out of their normal routine. You could technically go to Animal Kingdom if you had to, from like 7:30 to about 10:30, and then flip over to Magic Kingdom and make that, Magic Kingdom a lot of times is up until 11. But anyway, we could talk about that in another video. Really, you need like 2 days at Magic Kingdom, 1 at Epcot, 1 at Hollywood Studios, 1 at Animal Kingdom, if you can do that. But everybody's got a different schedule. So.
Right. And they have preferences. Some people may not like all the parks that are certain.
Yeah, and if you're not big on, like, let's say you care nothing about Star Wars, Toy Story, Land, any of that stuff, I mean, you could technically skip Hollywood Studios. But I think out of all the stuff they have to offer, you're going to like something. And us, we knew nothing about Star Wars. After going to Star Wars to Galaxy's Edge, I watched like all the Star Wars stuff, and if we've slowly started getting into it because it's just so real when you're there or whatever. So same thing with Avatar. I'd never seen the Avatar movie till we went to that the Valley of Moara in Animal Kingdom, and I was like, okay. And those movies are really good. So check it all out. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions, or you can email us. I'll put all our stuff in the description. But I hope this gave you a little bit of advice. Check out our other videos. We've done some like 101 style videos about Lightning Lanes, about using the My Disney Experience app, all that sort of stuff. We also have videos of us in the park and kind of how we've handled.
And
you always got to have a backup plan because you never know if a ride may be down or if it's super busy that day or whatever. So check all those out. Let us know any other videos you'd like us to make, and we'll be happy to do it. But we appreciate y'all watching. Hit the subscribe button if you hadn't already. It helps us out. It helps us keep making videos. And we'll see y'all on the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.